In line with the government's commitment to improve the welfare of police officers, significant reforms have been implemented following the recommendations of the Maraga Task Force. Entry-level police constables will now receive a 4,000 shillings salary increment, while long-serving officers will earn between 50,145 shillings and 69,640 shillings. Senior Assistant Inspector Generals will see their salaries rise by 21,026 shillings, with long-serving officers earning up to 409,365 monthly. In addition, the Commission has promoted 1,957 officers, 87 are women and 1,870 are men. The move targets to boost morale of those aged between 53 to 59 years.
The Acting Inspector General of National Police Service, Mr. Gilbert Masengeri, was asked by this commission to peruse the files of officers and identify those aged 53 to 59 years without any disciplinary faults and recommend them for promotion on merit. We took that as a one-time decision as we prepare their send-off package to retire honorably.
Promotion interviews for 186 chief inspectors are set for later this month, with successful candidates promoted to Assistant Superintendent of Police.
People who are perceived to be well-connected, all people who are perceived to be favored, should there be a substantive complaint or allegation brought before this commission, commission has the power to remove that rank. Commission has the power to take other disciplinary actions. So,
a range of other promotions has also been confirmed across various ranks, including civilian staff within the National Police Service. The Commission has urged the Acting Inspector General to pause any further promotions until a substantive Inspector General is appointed.
We urge the Acting Inspector General to temporarily halt promotions on merit in the meantime, as we wait for substantive appointment of Inspector General, National Police Service, by His Excellency, the President. If you are acting for at most 90 days, there are some decisions that even you know, have limitation, because if we reorganize the entire command, and then you know you'll not be the one using that command, then what happened to the one who comes after you?
Additionally, officers in international peacekeeping missions such as Haiti have also received salary increments and allowances.
This being a foreign mission, there may have been a few teething or few startup problems of currency accounts and all that. But these have since then been resolved. Their families are happy, and I want to assure those officers in Haiti to do their job diligently. They have been commissioned by His Excellency the President to go and precisely ensure there is peace in Haiti.
Harriet Chimea, K24.
Now, the implementation of the Social Health Insurance Fund could face delays if key challenges, including debts accrued from the National Hospital Insurance Fund, NHIF, are not fully addressed. As Milia Kisenya reports, the Linda Mama program is emerging as another major hurdle, having not received any funding allocation.
Payment model will be fee-for-service.
As the Social Health Insurance Fund is set to launch in 3 weeks from now, the highly anticipated program promises major changes in the health sector, but faces considerable challenges. One program under scrutiny is the Linda Mama initiative, which is currently underfunded.
That's what we have. We have a reduced budget. Even as we're talking now, for Linda Mama it was 4 billion, but now it has been reduced to 2 billion. So we still have those challenges. It's a big problem.
During a Senate Committee on Health session led by Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandego, it was revealed that the Linda Mama program is struggling with financial constraints.
Be able to allow.
The ministry is also grappling with difficulties in selecting the mothers who most need these services.
Discussing, I remember the means testing instrument. What is the viability to be rolled out on the means testing? Some of these indicators could be different from one county to the other. Like if you have an animal in Nairobi, you can't be considered rich.
A cow in the city?
Yes.
You have dairy cow in the city?
Yes. There are people with cows.
Is it poor?
There are those.
Is it showing the means of poverty there?
What I'm trying to say is that there are those indicators. It may be the same indicator, but the fact that...
Yes. When we went, the tools that we had developed earlier, when we subjected them to test to confirm whether it's giving us results as expected, we found it had some challenges. We tested, we found that it was giving us a higher figure when it's supposed to be the lower figure.
Counties under review include Turkana, Tana River, Bomet, Kiambu, Nairobi, Bungoma, Narok and Migori counties. And for the transition of NHIF to SHIF and the burden of pending bills.
The pending bills from NHIF to the Treasury. So we expect that when the Treasury, through the pending bills verification committee that is led by the former Auditor General, that committee, once they're done and the government comes up with the ways of how they're going to pay, then NHIF will receive their money and then they will pay the service providers where they owe the money.
So far, 9,992 hospitals have registered for SHIF services, including 2,008 public hospitals and 7,784 private hospitals.
Level 2, level 3, they are not capable of most of these services. What is your take on that issue so that grassroots people can get the services?
The KMPDC is the one that will support SHA for empanelment. We require the data to come from KMPDC. And KMPDC requires counties to upload because they don't know which facility is in operation. It is a county which will identify and say we have a facility X in this place so that it can be captured in the database of KMPDC. The problem are the counties. They have not been filling that form. It's a free form.
Milia Kisienya, K24 TV.
Now, a huge traffic snarl-up has been witnessed on the busy Thika superhighway as angry residents took to the streets protesting rampant death caused by hyenas. Now, the residents blocked the road at Juja on both sides to protest a recent incident where a 5-year-old boy was tragically mauled to death by a ferocious hyena. And as our reporter Electin Odera narrates, Kenya Wildlife Service, KWS, has assured residents of their safety even as it bolsters the Operation Ondoa Fisi 2 aimed at mitigating human-wildlife conflict.
Another day of protest, not the first, nor the second, but one of many recorded in Juja, Kiambu County, denying residents sleep each night. Today was not a unique one, as angry residents poured to the streets to lament, following a trail of destruction caused by ferocious hyenas that have been roaming in the area for long.
Ikatokezea mahali nilikuwa naenda kupiga kona. Watu wa pikipiki ndio walinisaidia. Na hakika hiyo haikukuwa na uoga, ilisimama na ikaniangalia. Hakika nilishikwa na kitetemeko, nilianguka, nilisaidiwa na hao watu wa pikipiki. Tutavumilia kuzika watoto wetu pieces, hata si mwili pieces hadi lini.
Thika Road was today a no-go zone as residents of Juja in Kiambu County blocked the busy Thika superhighway after a 5-year-old child was mauled to death by the hyenas. This caused a traffic snarl-up on both sides of the busy highway that stretched for over 3 kilometers, leaving travelers, among them secondary school students, reporting back for the third term stranded.
Fisi zimetukulia watoto na tumechoka. Usiku wa jana kitu saa 1:30 kuna place inaitwa Flats. Ilichukua mtoto kwa mkono ya brother yake, katoto kadogo akinunua kwa duka. Ikamchomoa kwa mkono na ikamkula.
Manapea fisi biskuti ya watu wa gemu. Wanasita wanasema hizi zimekuja, sio hiyo zinakulana.
hiyo inakulana kama wanaijua kwa nini waiondoi, na wamesema hiyo mara mingi sana, hata sio mara 5 ama 10.
The residents of Nyakaba village in the stone mining area say the boy had followed other children who had been sent to the shop when the beast pounced on him on Wednesday night.
Nilikuwa nimetuma mtoto mwingine, sasa mtoto wangu saa zenye aliona hao wengine washatoka, akatoka na wao.
Area MP George Koimburi called on residents to take up the idle land which was left out by quarry owners. This follows the death of 5 other individuals in the area, occasioned by attacks by wild animals, escalating human-wildlife conflict. The most recent one is of a woman who was mauled in mid-August, with her dismembered body discovered in Juja South.
Ningeomba wakazi wa Juja, ukikutana na mtego ambao umewekwa nyama ndani, na waomba kwa heshima msikubali kuguza ule mtego, msikubali kuguza ile nyama, sababu itakuwa ni sumu.
Nearly 15 people have lost their lives to marauding hyenas since last year. The Kenya Wildlife Service, through a statement, however, assured residents of mitigation measures aimed at minimizing human-wildlife conflict through Operation Ondoa Fisi 2 initiative. KWS says the initiative, which was launched last year, has borne fruits with 38 hyenas captured and relocated and sealed 12 quarries used as hideouts for hyenas. It has also urged residents to exercise caution by limiting movement at night and ensure effective disposal of waste to avoid attracting hyenas. Electin Odera, K24 TV.
Now, President William Ruto has hinted they are engaging with China to expand the standard gauge railway to other neighboring countries, aiming to open up economic opportunities. Now, speaking at the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing, Ruto has called for a fair international financial system, stating that it continues to undermine Africa's economy and increase its debt burden. Mariam Jahid reports.
Leaders from various African countries met with the Chinese government in Beijing to discuss China's initiative to strengthen cooperation through the Belt and Road Initiative. President Ruto, who chaired the meeting, highlighted plans to expand the SGR to connect the African continent and facilitate trade.
For instance, engaging China on extending the standard gauge railway from Kenya through Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, the DRC, into Congo-Brazzaville, thereby linking the Indian Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. When it is finally implemented, this single project under BRI will deliver for our nations and peoples unprecedented.
Ruto praised the relationship between Kenya and China, noting that it has yielded significant benefits, particularly in the agriculture and transportation sectors.
Early this year, when I went to one of our rural towns, and the citizens were asking me for an airstrip, when I asked them where they wanted to travel to if the airstrip is built, they said they wanted to travel to China. And when I later found out, it was because the road in their neighborhood had been built with Chinese support, with a Chinese contractor. That is the depth of the relationship between China and our continent.
Additionally, Ruto reiterated his concerns about the international financial system's discrimination against Africa and its negative impact on the continent's economy, stressing the need for reforms.
Unjust international financial system and climate change, which have subjected our economies to considerable stress, to struggle under massive debt, is the urgent need for collaboration in reforming the international credit rating and debt sustainability systems.
This comes after the head of state, while in Nyanza, revealed that the purpose of his visit to China was to sign agreements worth billions of shillings. Mariam Jahid, K24, Nairobi.
Now, Kenya Power reported 25% system losses in December with a 6-month average of 23.2%, missing its 20.93 reduction target. Public frustration over outages and inefficiency was echoed by Energy CSO Wandai, who previously criticized the company. Now, during his first tour of Kenya Power, Wandai outlined plans to cut losses to 19% within 3 years. Linda Koskei has the details.
Technical and commercial losses have long plagued Kenya Power, with the legal connections being cited as one of the primary contributors.
With the matter of the cost of power. In the short term, and I've said, one of the issues to address is commercial losses. If we can deal with the commercial losses, which to a large extent are also caused by this pilferage of power, if I may call it so, or the legal connections, we shall have addressed to a very large extent the matter of the cost of power. Because these losses are eventually loaded onto the cost of power to the consumer.
These challenges, compounded by frequent power outages, have hindered the power producers' efficiency.
50 to 70% of the outages that are localized are actually caused by trees which are close to the lines. I do remember, and I've received a few phone calls, where people really resisted our efforts to remove the trees on the trace. But once we removed them, they again got back to us and told us, thank you so much. Because since you removed them, we've hardly had any outage.
Energy Cabinet Secretary Opiyo Wandayi has vowed to address these issues, making them a key priority on his agenda.
And I'm not here to tell you that now blackouts will be a thing of the past. No. What I am here to tell you is that we have put in place measures and systems that would first and foremost mitigate against the blackouts. But if they happen, that there would be a system to respond swiftly to the blackouts and restore power in the shortest time possible.
During his inaugural tour to key service delivery centers, among them the National Customer Call Center at Stima Plaza and the National Control Center in Dandora, Wandayi emphasized the need to transform the power producer to technology-adaptive, eco-friendly, ethical and responsive customer-centric institution.
In order to transform it into an agile, technology-adaptive, eco-friendly, ethical, and responsive customer-centric institution.
On Ketraco, that is on transmission, we have about 18 billion that we are rolling out, and that is beside the maintenance or O&M that is done by KPLC.
CS Wandayi has also announced plans to develop a supply chain and logistics strategy aimed at addressing the persistent shortages of critical materials, including transformers, meters, fuses, and poles.
At every instance, the supply and stocks of this equipment and materials meet the demand. Meet the demand with a possible reserve.
His immediate focus will be on improving operational efficiency, enhancing liquidity, and strengthening Kenya Power's balance sheet, all with his goal of guiding the company back to sustainable profitability. With a change of guard in the sector, Kenyans are now waiting to see if the CS will deliver projects and initiatives that will strengthen the company's competitive advantage, secure its profitability, and improve power supply. Linda Koskei, K24 TV.
Right, Linda, thank you so much for that report. We take another break here. We'll be back with more news, including sports news.
Are you ready? The Tharaka Nithi Uragit Cultural Festival is back from the 4th to the 7th of September 2024. Come enjoy our Tharaka cultural cuisines, dances, and get to learn more of the larger Ameru cultural heritage. What's more, Meru FM in partnership with